morning and welcome back to the final fabulous segment here on Cityline. Boy, do I have a lineup for you. October is Arts Month in the city of Tacoma, and I'm convinced that we celebrate this in one of the best ways possible. There's awards, there's parties, there's tours, there's studio tours, and there's amazing people like this on my couch. So let me introduce you to who is here today. Brian Foster, hello, my friend.
Howdy.
You are the CEO and co-founder of Foster's Creative, and you are an AMOCAT Arts Award winner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And most recently, I have to plug for you because you did the Tacoma Dome video. And I have never seen a video done so beautifully in our city that celebrated diversity and different points of view. You guys nailed it. So thank you so much for that gift.
Thank you.
This handsome man next to you over here, Minroth Nye, you are the co-founder. There's somebody else involved, but you're a co-founder of the Southeast Asian Comedy Collective. And before we went live, I said, Joe Coy. And we both cracked up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here today.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
And for giving us something to laugh about, because our world can be hard sometimes, and we have to remember we're more alike and to laugh at ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This beauty at the end of the couch, woo! Kristina Batiste, you are the co-founder of the Tacoma Pottery Salon. Welcome to Cityline, you gorgeous thing.
Oh, thank you.
My
I'll come all the time if you give me compliments like
That's
that.
right. I'll just follow you around. How's that? We can trade pottery for compliments. How's that? All right. So speaking of that, Miss Kristina, tell us more about the inspiration behind the Tacoma Pottery Salon and how it came to be.
So I am the co-founder of it, and it started off with me and Reid Ozaki, who is a retired professor of ceramics, and we were talking about ways to bring potters together and celebrate the craft and learn about the history of Northwest ceramics. So we got this idea about what could that look like, and we decided to start with a series of gatherings, of 6 gatherings of potters where we'd get together and talk about pots, and it really worked well. We wanted to have a real intergenerational gathering so that we would have very accomplished potters along with new potters so that people could share knowledge and learn from each other and really celebrate that craft in a casual space that was educational but not commercial.
Oh, I love that you said this, because my whole brain is going to the Great British, Pottery Throwdown, and always thinking about, I would love to learn how to do this, but man, I know it would be a disaster at first, so I would need more seasoned people around me. And it sounds like you're providing that. What has the impact of the Tacoma Pottery Salon had on the pottery community, and how has it changed since its inception? Because the idea you have now is maybe expanded upon, or it's been streamlined as you're on the comfy couch.
Well, at its core, we've grown. Certainly, we've gotten more and more people involved and more people coming, and it's grown. But at its core, it's still the same thing.
Yeah,
we're still, potters getting together, talking about pots. And the impact it's had, I would say, it's been surprisingly profound. We've had people tell us and talk to us and write to us about how important this is in their life, in refreshing their artistic vision or having, connection and building community with other potters in a way that hadn't been available to them in the past. So it's grown, but it hasn't really fundamentally changed, and it's really helped bring a lot of people together who might not have known each other.
And that's what art does. It brings us together. Minroth, can you share with us how the Southeast Asian Community Collective uses comedy, as and laughter we were talking about, to challenge those stereotypes and provide cultural identities to people?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like a lot of BIPOC communities, we're not a monolith. Asian people aren't a monolith. Right? But there's a lot of identities within the Asian label, whether it be nationality, class, generation identities. Yes. And so what we try to do is uplift these voices, kind of put a light on these voices to bring up what our unique perspective and experience are like. And so we work with artists from across the nation. We work with venues, production teams, all those things to try to bring up these voices, try to bring up some of the sometimes obscure communities, like myself, I'm Cambodian. You know,
Yes.
people have heard it, but they're not necessarily know what that is.
Yes.
And so we have our own kind of experience with the world, different than other communities. And so working with those production teams, artists to try to bring that up, I think helps with just breaking the stereotypes and also promoting diverse cultural
Tell
identities.
us about your founding members.
So it's me, Min Roth, and just pronounce myself. So Dareth Bo and Salong Chun. We're all longtime Tacoma residents.
I love that.
I think something that we share with each other is we have similar experience in that we're first generation Cambodian Americans. And so our families have come from, we're refugees. We come to America to escape genocide from Cambodia. And so we share multiple identities.
You do.
Like we have the traditional Cambodian identities, but we're also influenced by American culture, specifically, Tacoma,
I love
inner
that.
city R&B and hip hop. I love
Our
R&B.
grit city.
Yeah, I love it.
I love that. Let's talk about I want to hear more about, actually I want to hear for the first time about 10 of Us Project. Yeah. First off, the name, 10 of Us. What is its significance in terms of celebrating Tacoma through various art forms?
Yeah, the 10 of Us Project is, I would describe it as a highly collaborative Tacoma tour and experience. Its foundation, the entire project is really on top of almost like a real hip hop foundation. It features 10 local legendary MCs. It features solo musicians in between scenes. The 10 of Us culminates to a full-length film that'll be premiered 12/1 at the Grand Cinema. And then next Friday at Alma, Tacoma, one of the last community events that's taking place there. We're celebrating with a big party, basically a big rap party with all those on the roster, and releasing our first ever really coffee table book, 186-page coffee table book featuring all the rosters and the locations we had the great privilege to shoot at, locations like Cheney Stadium.
Yes. Wow, you guys don't rest on your laurels, do you?
We go for it.
You really do. So help us understand how these projects align with Foster's creative commitment to storytelling and community connection. And can a book really do that?
I think that people are, in such a digital age, I think people are hungry to feel something and touch something. And so we're really excited to get a book that I hope inspires a new wave and a whole new generation of artists and creatives who recognize their responsibility to their community.
Yes.
For me, I am driven and fueled by caring for artists and creatives and helping them recognize their responsibility to each other, and then ultimately their responsibility to their city and the community that they serve. And so we hope this models that and creates this whole new wave. I want to say really quick shout out to ETC, Umi Wagner, ETC. We've been collaborating with them on this project.
They are so amazing.
Super excited to work with them. It's been great to be around the table with Umi working on this project. So.
See, and that you have your fingers on the pulse of that artistic, ever-moving, kinesthetic vibe that we have in our city when it comes to artists paving the way and removing barriers, but also consistently achieving. So this is a big question for all three of you, because all three of you are AMOCAT Award winners. Congratulations. First off, can you tell me what AMOCAT means?
Yes. It is Tacoma spelled backwards.
It is! Well done. Okay, now you get to keep your
Put me
award.
on the spot.
Yeah. So question for all three of you in this last minute and a half. What does it mean being awarded an AMOCAT Arts Award to you? And we'll start with you first.
It's just humbling. It's honoring, most importantly, it's a opportunity for me to step back and be really proud of my team that's worked really, really hard to do our best to with everything we do to make impact. So it's just honoring. You work really hard, and you don't often have any opportunity. Oftentimes, you don't receive as many thank yous as you think sometimes, right? So it's just honoring.
Yep.
It's just
when you're
humbling.
up at 3 in the morning,
It's so
and you're
humbling.
editing. It's
Yeah.
good to have a look
Yeah.
over and see that award and go, yeah.
So I hope my
still got
team
it.
can feel proud about it.
Absolutely. What about you, Vinroth? What does it mean?
It means a lot, not only just for me, but our community.
Yeah.
You know, again, as I spoke, Tacoma is one of the biggest demographics Southeast Asian folks. And so we've always been in the margins, in the minorities of minorities. And so to be acknowledged in this kind of
Beautiful.
format, it means a lot to us. And so we
Beautifully
really
said.
appreciate Tacoma and the AMOCAT and Tacoma Arts Commission for recognizing our
Yes.
community.
Kristina, you get the last word on this.
Well, I would say I agree with what you said, and it's really about the potters that show up. You know,
Yes.
when we have these events and potters come and show up with this beautiful energy and engage with each other and celebrate this craft together, it gives me a new way to think about what community looks like. And it looks like people showing up on a Saturday afternoon to talk about something that they love.
And
Yeah.
we are
With other
going to,
people.
that's a perfect place
Yes.
to end it. Thank you, all three of you, for being
Appreciate
here
you.
today.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That wraps up another great segment of City Line. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home. We've given you some great things to think about in this past hour, so please go out there, be a part of the tapestry, and above all, pay it forward. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at City Line. Take care.